What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I wanna get into this debate, right? Of like the Chicago Bulls. I've been hearing like a lot of ex Houston Rocket players saying that they think that if they had played Michael Jordan, if they'd had met Michael Jordan in the championship, that they think that they would have beat that they would have beat the Bulls, right? And so I heard Mario Ellie said that. He said that on Willie D's show that that he had the Bulls had lost to they lost to the Rockets a few times, like during the regular season. So the Rockets had some success during the regular season. Sam Cassell, I saw him on another podcast. I saw him on the Knuckleheads podcast, and he said the same thing, that that they had some success, and they had Hakeem Olajuwon, a guy who was virtually unstoppable in the paint, and they would have he also feel like that the Rockets could have beat the Chicago Bulls. Kenny Smith said the same thing, that he felt like that the Rockets, would have been able to beat the Bulls had they seen them in the championship, right? And I'm on here now, man. I'm just gonna push back on that, right? Because when the now, don't get me wrong, I think the Rockets, I like the Rockets. I thought they were a very good team. I like that roster they had, that the roster that they had and everything. It was a strong roster. Let me see who played on that team. So you had for the Rockets, you had Hakeem Olajuwon, and you also had Mario Ellie, Clyde Drexler, Sam Cassell, Kenny Smith, right? That was a good team. That was a strong team, a very good team. Like I said, they repeated. But that Chicago Bull team, man, like which Bull team, as a matter of fact, which Bull team do they think they would have beat? Like the Bulls in 95, 96, that was a 72 and 10 team with Mike, Scotty, Ron Harper, was Tony Tony Kukoc. Let me see, Dennis Rodman, John Sally. That team went 72 and 10. 72 and 10. Mike was on a mission. And I think that while it's true that the Houston Rockets had some success during the regular season, but I don't even think it would have went 7. I think although you'd had some very good defenders on the Rockets, right? You had Mario Ellie was a good defender. Vernon Maxwell was a very good defender. Robert Horry, he had length. He was a good defender. But even still, you had Scottie Pippen was a good defender for the for Chicago. Mike was a very good defender. Ron Harper, Dennis Rodman. It would have been a tough series. But I don't think that the Houston Rockets were as tough physically as those New York Knicks teams, right? I think the Knicks were a lot more physical than the Houston Rockets. Although the Houston Rockets were a good team, I don't think that they were as physical as as physical. I think I think New York was the toughest matchup that I seen that could have gone against Mike. Now, Olajuwon and them, they did beat Patrick Ewing, right? You know what I mean? They beat Patrick Ewing, and Patrick Ewing, like I said, those New York teams were physical. But I really, even with that being said, I don't see how you number one, you're not going to stop Mike. They didn't have anybody who would match up with Scotty. So, like, and Clyde, let me see, Clyde Drexler, he lost to Mike when they played for Portland. You know, so Clyde was familiar with what Mike bring to the table. I just don't think, you know, and Mike used to always give, he used to give Mario Ellie headaches. He used to give Vernon Maxwell headaches, although Vernon probably played him the best, you know, but you know, I don't care how you play Mike. Mike just, you know, Mike was unstoppable. I think they had, now the Chicago Bulls they had a lot of bodies though that they could have thrown at let me see who the Bulls had. They could have thrown, they had John Sally. Let me see, they had Bill Whittington. Who else they had? Another big man they had, Randy Brown, Mike. Luke Longley. You know, they had some bodies that they could have thrown at Hakeem Olajuwon. Not that these guys would have stopped them, but remember, these guys were used to playing. They were used to playing against some physical guys, like I said, Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, and all those guys up in New York. I just don't think. I think in 6 games, I think Mike would have got Houston out of there. That's my take on it. Let me know what you think, man. If you think that Houston could have beat either that 95-96 team, like I said, for the Chicago Bulls, they went 72-10. Or that 96-97 Chicago team, Chicago won. They went 69-13. Still a very good team, man. But Mike just was on a mission. I don't think that this Houston team would have had enough. They was, I don't think they had enough firepower or they was physical enough to deal with Mike and them. And Mike was, Chicago was a very good defensive team too. So it would have been hard for for those guys to score, just like it would have been hard for Mike and them. But I think 6 games, Mike would have got them out of there. Like I said, that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you think, what you think. Do you think Houston would have won had they played Chicago, or do you think Chicago would have won? And if you think Chicago would have won, how many games do you think it would have took Chicago to get them out of there? I know Chicago wouldn't sweep them. They definitely wouldn't sweep them, but I don't think Houston would carry Chicago to 7 games. And with that being said, I'll check you all out on the next video. Peace.